Hello and welcome back to Nat Scraps. I hope you've had a good couple of weeks. I know I have had a little hiatus, and to be honest, I made this video about 3 weeks ago. I edited this video about 3 weeks ago. I got really busy and I didn't make the voiceover. So as we go through today, if I am surprised about what I'm doing, it's because it's been such a big gap between making and doing this voiceover. I will tell you a bit more about where I've been and what I've been up to a little bit later. But first I'll let you know what we're up to. We're using the leftover from the Cape Cod scrapbooking kit. Now, I did the pages, there's videos all up about what I did with the pages. I changed up the pages from the kits just a little bit, and now I've been using up the leftovers. I've got one other video with the leftovers or the scraps, and this one. Here you can see what I've got this little piece of stripe, and I didn't want it to run vertically. I wanted the stripe to run horizontal, so I am going to cut that apart and I'm going to patch it together. And because it's stripes and it's in between those stripes, I don't think anybody will notice that that's been patched together, so that I've got a strip running down the way. I do that quite often. I'll cut things apart and put them back the way I want them. I'm got the same photo collection that I have been using with all of the other papers from this collection, and I'm just seeing, literally just working my way through it and trying to use up some of the scraps. Now, I do still have quite a little collection of scraps left, and I possibly could have got another page along with this one, but I think after this one I'm pretty much done. It's the little bits and pieces I might use if I need something for a layout, but not just with the Cape Cod. I'm kind of building a L shape here. I've heard lots of other people, I think Ginger's Corner calls it an L shape. If you haven't seen her stuff, head over and see her. She's got Ginger's Corner. She loves to use scraps up to make embellishments, and that's strips running the horizontal is sort of going to ground my photos and have a place for them to sit. Now, you just seen that I used up a little scrap, and if you missed that, I took it off the sticker sheet and I'm putting it around my photo. Then I'm going to trim it out so it's the same. So it's going to give this photo like a little border without actually cutting a little border, and it's got those cute little corners on it as well. And I quite often use up my sticker sheets and bits and pieces, and I've got heaps of other videos, if you look through the playlist, of me using leftover bits on the sticker sheet, what is pretty much the discard from the sticker sheet, but I do quite often use them up and use them for some embellishments. I'm adding another little piece here. Now, this is one of the stickers, but I'm actually going to cut it. It's got like a little fancy area on it, and I'm going to cut it so that the top of it's not straight, so that it doesn't look quite so much like a sticker strip as a paper embellishment or a punch out embellishment. So that's what I'm doing there. So where have I been over the last couple of weeks, guys? I have had the privilege, I work in a secondary school, and my children actually go to the secondary school as well, but I've had the privilege to help out these last couple of weeks with the school production. The production was called Teenage Dirtbag. It was written by one of the staff at the school, and I had the privilege also having my son in it, so I got to work alongside him and loads of other talented students from our school, and we've had 2 weeks of showing. So we've had 2 weeks of the kids out there on stage absolutely rocking it, and this weekend was our final performance, and as much as it was tiring, it was so much fun to see these kids grow and have an absolute ball on stage. Yeah, it was such a fun time, but it's been very busy. So I've had that going on, my normal work, of course, and all the other normal things that a mum and a wife have to get done. So it's been a busy week. It doesn't seem, I've been on holidays, and then I've had work, and then this, and then now I've got the run up to my nephew's wedding. So my nephew lived with me for probably about 8 years or so while he was growing up, and he's now engaged, about ready to get married. So we got his wedding in 3 weeks. So it's going to be another really, really busy time in the next few weeks. Life doesn't ever slow down, does it? Sometimes I feel like I'm chasing my tail constantly, but and maybe another couple of weeks before I get back to normal, like at least one video a week, which is what I tend to like to do, is at least one video a week. Here you can see I'm just putting a little bit of foam on the back of those photos and getting them up off the page just a little bit, getting a bit of dimension there. And after I've stuck that down all really nicely, which I always tend to do, I end up moving them down just that little bit, had them just that smidge high. But if you watch my page for a while, that's one of my trademarks, is I like to move things after I've stuck them down. So you can see kind of the little bits and pieces that are left lying around. While I was chatting just before, we were looking at the word life there. There is another word that went with that. I think it was beach life or something. And I just plan to use the word life and add my own other little title to that, which I am going to use the cricket. I'm scurrying to find the page which I'd hidden under a box of new goodies from the new catalogue. So sorry about that noise. More information than what you guys needed to know. And adding those bits back on there. So in a moment I will head off and do a second part of the title on my Cricut machine. I don't think I do many layouts now without my Cricut machine, and I think one of the next videos that I have out, I have another one that I have recorded but not edited, and that is using all the new only digital files from one of the new paper collections, and that one's going to be a really cool video. I've gone back in because I realized I needed to get a little bit more ink and blending around these pieces so that it had a little bit more of a natural feel. And so I'm popping some browns and I believe a little bit of lagoon as well around the outside edges of the pages and pieces. Now on the outside edge of the base page, I did use both colors. I used a little bit of brown and a little bit of blue, and it gives it sort of like that rustic look, but still not too dark, not like a worn look, if that kind of makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense today, guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know if I'm absolutely not making any sense whatsoever, or if I am making sense. When you haven't done a voiceover for a while, it's quite weird when you come back to doing it, I think. And when you've done a page that you did quite a while ago as well. So I do apologize if I'm all over the place. So I'm just creating that little cluster in the top left-hand corner there. And that is just got that little sticker on there, Beach Babe, and a few little flags, and that helps to fill up that area there, but also gives some balance to the page, so that if I hadn't had that cluster there, it would have been all kind of down the bottom and not as easy to look at. Here I'm backing the letters, so that there is in that embellishment kit that comes with this scrapbook, there's the toffee colour that is you sit over the top of the white ones. I had glued that together and then went, no, I need a bit more colour, so I'm actually colouring the white pieces and then sticking the toffee over the top. And when I coloured it, I didn't go for a really solid look. I went for like quite a distressed colouring on there, and not a solid aqua blue that would then be a bit too punchy. So hopefully that worked. Let me know if you think that worked, or whether you can tell whether it, or you think it just looks like it's been badly coloured, somebody that doesn't know how to colour in. I'd like to know. Here's the other part of the title that I cut on the Cricut, and in a nice cursive little look, and I'm just going to lay that over his legs at the bottom there. I don't think it distracts from the photo too much, and that it gives that just a nice pop down the bottom. Okay, so we're going to do that. I did that on double-sided sticker paper too. So you see me just peel off the back, so it's a little bit more like a sticker rather than having to glue it on. I do that with a lot of my really fine Cricut die cuts. Just put the little bit of sticker paper, double-sided sticker paper on the back, and it saves then having to glue it on. Unless you wanted it popped up, that's a really good solution. Now I'm just going through all these embellishments and trying to figure out what I can use of the leftover embellishments and pulling them out and popping them in page. Now I think some of these are from my other embellishment sheet from the when this launched. We did this as a launch one, and they're not all just from that scrapbook kit. So I did have an extra embellishment sheet there somewhere, and I believe I may have brought that in and used some of it. I do apologize that I don't know 100% that's what I did, because it was so long ago. Now I'm just going to add a few little sprays. So you see here I've got the oh, for the life of me, the name of the pens have just gone out of my head. You know, those little sparkly pens, those ones. Yep, those ones. So I've just come in and I've popped a few splatters just around the top of those photos and a little bit down the bottom. And that's just to add a little bit in that background where there is not much there. I do quite a lot of the time do this at the end, and definitely need to cover your photos. I don't know how many times I've nearly destroyed a layout where I have thought, no, I can do this without that, and stuffed it up. So now I'm just adding the last few tiny details to the layout, and it will be done. When that is done there, I will do a little slowdown so you can have a look at the layout and a few close-up shots at the end. If you have liked this video, guys, I would so appreciate it if you left a comment, hit the like button, and if you really like what is my daughter's maths work doing in the video, somehow I didn't edit that out. My apologies. And I think the last one was hit the subscribe button if you do. I really love hearing from you guys. I love hearing your comments and getting your feedback. And I cannot wait to get back to normal routine where I'm giving you videos every week. I hope that you've enjoyed this one and that you guys have a wonderful day and you get your chance to get your craft on no matter what it is that you love doing. Take care, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.